So we're slowly going to kick off this morning. I want to start with a very warm welcome to sunny Copenhagen this December 2022. It's great to see much buzz in the room. I think it's fair to say that there's been about 3 years where we haven't been able to meet face to face. For a lot of us, it's almost a bit overwhelming to see so many people 3D. I just want a quick housekeeping thing. For those of you who still want to mask, please come and sit up in this corner. So we have a zone where people that do want to mask can sit up here. I'm delighted to be here today and welcome you to this third plenary of ICDA. We are going to kick off with the first session on genetic maps today. I'm going to take a little moment just to reintroduce the concept of ICDA to you, who we are and what our mission is. So you will know that ICDA is a scientific forum that draws together international stakeholders in a multidisciplinary, multi-stakeholder way. Our aim is to define current barriers and bottlenecks for making true scientific process in the sort of flow, going from genetic discovery into understanding the sort of mechanistic sort of perturbations that these variants sort of offer, and then its consequence on physiology and ultimately into therapeutic targets. What we need to do is identify the needs or sort of the solutions to overcome these barriers. We have worked really hard to organize working groups to propose these solutions and really drive progress in the area. We are working to coordinate with funders, listen to funders, and figure out in a sort of global way how we can sort of drive access to resources, access to knowledge and know-how, how to disseminate knowledge, and how to really make true progress that serves all. We help facilitate international collaborations, and we also take upon ourselves to really drive public communication and engagement in various ways. So how are we organized? So currently we have an executive committee consisting of 7 people. We strive for diversity in everything we do. So we have representatives from Europe, Africa, Asia, South America, and Northern America. We are fairly sort of gender equal. So Andres Moreno Estrada is here somewhere with me. Yeah, you're over here. Nikki Tiffin is here. Nicole Seranzo is here. Yuki Okinada is here. Partha Mujander unfortunately couldn't come because of visa restrictions. Eric Fauman is with us, and Ben Neal is also on the EC. We have an amazing ICDA office, so it would be remiss of me not to say thank you. It's a non-trivial thing, actually, to organize a conference. A special thank you to Amy and Tumi and Claire, really sort of driven putting together the conference. We have an organizing committee where we soundboard a scientific idea that drives us, that challenges us, and so forth. 36 members, again, sort of with global representation, and it's a really exciting sort of cross-stakeholder group as well. We have a pharma council that is very much a working group in ICDA, so it's not seen as a funding part. It's a scientific stakeholder in ICDA that consistently sort of feeds in and drives sort of discussion with us. So again, we started out from the beginning. We wrote this amazing, I think, white paper where over 150 authors contributed actively into the paper. We set up 23 working groups with audacious goals for various barriers that we had set out to sort of overcome. In the last 2 years, we've had a session of listening exercises, but also workshops, where the 23 working groups have come together to try to sort of synthesize and sort of distill what we're really trying to do. This has led into 4 main working groups, which you're going to hear from over the next 2 days with very star-studded sort of talks. Again, sort of from various stakeholders in these various working groups. We have a cell map, we have a body map, a disease map, and a genetic maps group. In the genetic maps, as you will hear later today, there are 3 sort of distinct working groups, and in disease map, we will hear 2 different working groups coming together. So these core working groups in ICDA aims to, again, sort of prioritize the need and opportunities. I think Mark McCarthy told me this morning that if you really want to, now you woke up, if you really want to address some of these problems, it can become an infinite problem. You can really sort of escalate things. So again, in order to synthesize and distill what we're trying to do, we're defining key needs and key opportunities in these projects. We will undertake pilot projects and translate these scientific needs and also facilitate them and make sure that we communicate along the way. I'm really proud of ICDA, so we're currently having about 1,500 members globally, about 200 active ones. And each of these working groups have a significant amount of people that have sort of fed into them. I don't have enough time to name everyone, but you're going to see most people presented in one way or another. So now I'm really thrilled to open the plenary, and we will focus on these sort of 4 key areas and the sort of ideas and plans that we have to address the problems in each of these. During the course of these 2 days that we're spending together here in ICDA, we're super excited to present you with a bunch of keynote speeches and also panel discussions and showcase various project proposals that have come together over these last 2 years. So while we haven't been able to meet face-to-face, we've been working relentlessly on endless Zoom calls and sort of in a virtual way to get to this point. On day 1, we're going to kick off with the genetic map session, and we're going to have a cell map session in the afternoon. And tomorrow we're going to tackle and listen to the body map session and the disease map session. So I really hope you're going to enjoy it. So just a little bit about the meeting. We have 131 delegates in-house. We come from 5 continents, 20 countries, and we have a 50 to 80 female-to-male ratio, and we do pay attention to sort of trying to get representation in the room. We're also sending a special thanks to our co-host, to the Novo Nordisk Foundation, who's generously contributed, together with the Broad Institute, the Big Data Institute, and Human Technopole. So ICDA is currently largely a voluntarily sort of organization, so we're really pleased that we've been able to usher support for this meeting. We also want to say a special thank to our travel bursary supporters. It has been flagged to us that especially from low and middle income countries, it's a non-trivial thing to raise funds to travel to meeting, and it's something we're paying attention to. So H3 Africa, H3A Bionet, GSK, Regeneron, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, and the BDI in Oxford have all donated money towards travel bursaries so that people that couldn't have joined otherwise can now be here in the room with us today. So we're thrilled and grateful for that sponsorship. We also want to thank the Brunac Group, Søren and his team, for being our sort of people on the ground here in Copenhagen and for helping us setting up all the logistics around the meeting. So thank you, Søren and team, especially Katrin and Katarina and Karina. Without further ado, we're going to launch into the genetic map keynote. I would be remiss, however, and I'm going to co-moderate the session, and I'm going to do so together with Claire Churchhouse. For those of you who don't know Claire, she's a fellow alumni from Oxford, where she has trained with Jonathan Marchini. She did a postdoc with David Altshuler in Boston, whereupon she met Ben, and then has become the scientific advisor in the Stanley Center. And since this summer, Claire is also working at the scientific liaison for ICDA. So Claire is going to co-chair this session with me. So first up on the podium to talk about science, from maps to mechanisms to medicine, is Ben Neal, who's on the EC in ICDA. Ben doesn't need a lot of introduction to this room, but for anyone who's listening virtually, Ben is a lead of ATGU. He co-leads the Psych Genetic Consortium. I'm going to forget all your titles, but there are many of them. And he's very well equipped to talk us through this first session. So thank you so much, Ben.
Thank you, Cecilia, for the lovely introduction.